One documentary that I think is very similar to mine is Supersize Me, and one thing that we both have used in common was that we both used a montage sequence. The reason we used ours is because it helps to add the pace to the start of the documentary, as it's constantly changing and visually interesting to look at. And that's the reason why we decided to use it at the start, because it grabs the audience's attention as soon as documentary starts, so that we engage them straight away. Whereas Supersize Me used their montage sequence over an interview. I think the reason they decided to use theirs then is because it makes that interview more interesting and keeps the audience's attention, as they do not have any inserts or cutaways during this interview. So this is another way that they have managed to still maintain the audience's attention. Another similarity is that we both used an experiment, and we got the idea of our experiment from theirs, but we just changed it a bit and showed images that relate to our topic and asked our target audience instead of children, which they did. And I think both of these experiments are shocking and interesting, and are both the best parts of the documentary, as it really shocks and surprises the viewer when the participants answer the questions and do not know some of the answers which the audience would think would be obvious. That's why it's shocking. And as these aren't staged, it makes it more fun. It makes it quite funny to watch and interesting. A further similarity is that we both used relevant experts and gave them an expert title, and we both used white font with a black drop shadow. The reason to use relevant experts is because it makes the audience trust what you are saying and telling them, and we show their titles on screen so they can see themselves who they are and what they are, rather than us just telling them. And this makes the audience respect the answers they're giving and really trust what they have to say. Another thing that we both have in common is Vox Pops. We both showed two different types of people during our Vox Pops. In Supersize Me, they did a Vox Pop where they first showed thin people, and then another where they just showed fat members of the public. They have audiated the footage for this, and it shows binary oppositions, as these two groups of people are completely opposite, which gives two different points of view. There we go. We used binary oppositions similarly when we showed, again, two different types of people, but we showed students and adults. This shows two different points of view again, and as these are from different ages, so we'll have different opinions naturally, and helps makes it less biased and does show both sides. Overall, I think both my documentary and Supersize Me is very similar, and we have used very similar techniques but to suit our topics relevantly.